welcome to the 2022 Carriage Driving Awards. Tonight we celebrate the very best of our sport, both here in the UK and abroad. So this year, 2022, it's been an incredible year in that we actually managed to get back out again. People were able to compete, people were able to travel abroad, people were able to just have pleasure drives and meet up with friends and have wonderful times out, celebrating our sport right the way across the whole spectrum. It was a year when we celebrated Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee. Just months later, we mourned her death, but at the same time we celebrated her life and I think probably discovered even more about her love for all things equine. And that's what we will do tonight. We are celebrating all things equine within our world of carriage driving. So before I go any further, I want to say thank you to our incredible judges who have made some truly, oh my goodness, we gave them a task this year, truly difficult decisions, but fantastic decisions that they have made. Also, thank you to our sponsors as well. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you to Claire Turner and Molly. They've welcomed us into their yard here in Dorset. So that's enough of me. Make sure you've got a glass in hand to raise that throughout the evening. I'm going to hand over now to the wonderful Alan Dedicoat, who will take you through tonight's ceremony.
And now it's time for this evening's presentation of the 2022 Carriage Driving Awards. I'm Alan Dedicoat, the National Lottery's voice of the balls and the voice of the BBC's Strictly Come Dancing. This evening, though, I'm your virtual host for these prestigious awards. I hope you're all sitting comfortably with a glass of something. This evening's presentation is about to begin. Tonight, we'll recognise those extraordinary people who make a difference to this sport. Not just those who are in the driving or box seat, but the people who work tirelessly behind the scenes, event organisers, volunteers, stewards, and backsteppers and grooms. We'll also be celebrating those who play an equally important role. In fact, we couldn't do without them. The loyal, honest, trustworthy, sometimes a little unpredictable horses, ponies and donkeys who make carriage driving the fun and exhilarating discipline we all enjoy. This year, our 12 categories have encompassed all the driving disciplines, so the judges really have their work cut out. On behalf of Carriage Driving, I'd like to thank the judges for all their hard work. This hasn't been an easy task. Please welcome to your screens Andrew Council, Chair of the judging panel, who has some special words for our finalists.
I'd like to welcome you as Chair of the judges panel to the award ceremony for the prestigious Carriage Driving Awards for this year. As in previous years, we've had an excellent number of entries, of which are all very high standard, which shows how good a heart our sport is actually in. And it doesn't really matter whether you are a British Driving Society, whether you are Scurry Driving, whether you are part of the Power or the Driving for Disabled group, or whether you are National Carriage Driving, etc. Everyone is welcome and everyone comes forward with their thoughts and ideas with regard to what they've done well this year, supported by so many really positive people. And indeed, many of the classes have a lot of entries. I'd like to thank the judges very much for all the hard work they've put in. It's never easy when you have so many good entries, all of which could be winners. But you have to choose that winner, and that's what we've tried to do. And hopefully you will be part of that. If not, then understand that what you've done and the way you've done it has gone down really, really well. It's really heartening this year to see so many full classes, that we're all back to our full seasons, no matter what type of driving we do. And that's really, really good for the sport. So I do hope this year that you enjoy your driving, that you work well with your partner, your horse, look after them, and ensure that they also enjoy what they do in our wonderful driving sport. So, once again, well done to everybody. Congratulations on being nominated, and I do hope you're successful, and I really hope you enjoy the Carriage Driving Awards this year. Thank you.
Of course, the reason we're all here tonight is to recognise and reward excellence within carriage driving and to honour those who've made an outstanding contribution to our sport. So let's make a start on finding out our winners for 2022. Our first category this evening is Rescue Horse or Pony of the Year. Tonight's winner is proof that with kindness, a horse can learn to trust again and enhance the lives of those around them. This award is kindly sponsored by Annywell. Graham was found by World Horse Welfare Penny Farm in 2017. He, along with others, was emaciated and kept in terrible conditions. It became clear very early on in his training that Graham was going to love driving and had the potential to excel. He was rehomed by the Waddicore family, with daughter Amelia taking up the reins. Roll on to 2022, and they were part of the British Young Drivers Championship team, who went to Hungary in August. This was a massive occasion for Graham. He took it all in his stride, and he certainly did himself proud. Nicola Brown says, "I can't emphasise how far this pony has come, and the challenges he's had to overcome. He's only 8, and his future looks promising. All the hard work and the journey Amelia and Graham have been along has been worth it, and we can't imagine life without him." And I'm delighted to announce the winner of the Rescue Horse or Pony of the Year category is World Horse Welfare Graham.
I'm absolutely thrilled to accept this award for Graham. Emaciated and living in terrible conditions, it's hard to imagine where he'd be today if it hadn't been for World Horse Welfare Penny Farm rescuing him and giving him a future, and I'm honoured to be his rehomer. The lovely driving pony he is today is testament to their dedication and his determined and cheeky personality. We also need to thank both James Broom and Robert Buck, who have coached us, enabling Graham and I to fulfil a dream of representing Great Britain, which we did last year at the European Championships. We couldn't have done it without you. Graham is a 1 in a million pony, a real life zero-to hero, and we continue to cut for years to come, proof that rescue ponies can succeed. Thank you to everyone who has encouraged us and supported Graham, and to Cotswold Wildlife Park for sponsoring us. We are truly grateful.
Our next category is Volunteer of the Year. This award recognises outstanding dedication and teamwork, often understated but essential to the success of any partnership. The Carriage Driving Association of America is kindly sponsoring this award. Our nominees this evening are Jo Alvis. Jo's taken on the role of chef d'équipe for the junior GB team. At the European Championships in Hungary, she worked tirelessly to make everything run as smoothly as possible for competitors, their support crews and families. Behind the scenes, she organises transport and stopovers, article writing, fundraising and sorting sponsorship. Jo is also organiser of the Southwest Indoor Events, running a team of volunteers to help at events and training days to go ahead come rain or shine. Tom Petitpierre. Tom has been the horse driving trials scorer for many years. He made his own computer scoring program that he used at national, regional and club events. He became involved with indoor carriage driving right from its conception in 1998. In all weathers, he has travelled with ICD, producing all the paperwork and publishing the results. Tom has carried on scoring for events up until recently, when sadly the years have caught him up. Let's hand over to our sponsor, Carriage Driving Association of America, to let us know who our winner is tonight.
Good evening. I'm Mike Reiter, President of the Carriage Association of America. I'm here tonight representing the Board of Directors, staff, volunteers, and members of the Carriage Association. We are very proud to sponsor the 2002 Carriage Driving Awards. The Carriage Association of America is a membership-based organization founded over 60 years ago. Today it is one of the oldest and largest international organizations devoted to conservation and restoration of horse-drawn carriages and sleighs, along with research and education on the traditional driving practices and techniques. Having members not only in the United States, but over 25 countries worldwide, we have introduced thousands of people to the wonders of collecting vehicles and the pleasures of driving them. From our headquarters in Lexington, Kentucky, we host a top-notch library which fields research requests from around the globe. Our members enjoy this benefit along with educational programs several times throughout the year. And as most carriage driving subscribers would appreciate, the Carriage Journal, published 5 times annually. Like many organizations, we rely a lot on volunteers for several roles, including mentoring of other drivers, clerical duties, assisting with shows and events, and serving on boards and committees. We are honored to salute the countless volunteers whose work behind the scenes makes our sport spectacular. To that end, I congratulate all of the nominees for Volunteer of the Year. It is my honor to recognize the recipient of the second place award, Tom Pettipier. Bravo, Tom, on such a well-deserved honor. And the winner of the Volunteer of the Year award for 2022 is Joe Elvis. Congratulations, Joe. The driving community appreciates all of the time and talent you share with us to make our sport fantastic.
First of all, I'd like to thank Carriage Association of America for sponsoring this award. I've been volunteering for the Indoor Driving Southwest and British Young Drivers, and now I'm the chef to keep for the junior team. I thoroughly enjoy what I do, helping other drivers to achieve their ambitions. And thank you very much.
Our next category is Groom or Backstepper of the Year. This award recognises outstanding dedication and teamwork, often understated but essential to the success of any partnership. This award is kindly sponsored by Revolution Carriages. Our nominees this evening are Nicola Brown. Gilly Chippendale says Nicola always gives 100%, no matter what, from routier timekeeping, map reading, redirecting us out of heavy traffic, to supplying me as driver with refreshments. On the carriage, she's the ideal person to have when it comes to working out those tricky times for the routier, or discreetly guiding me through the cones. To find a groom who's so willing, helpful and extremely resourceful makes the show season fly by in a flash. Becky Power. Liz Harcombe says Becky volunteers as a friend to help out at home as well as at events. She's like a professional around the ponies and, crucially, totally adapts her style to that of the driver's wishes. Our rescue ponies have quirky characters, and yet Becky helps to work them with patience and kindness. I'm so happy to be able to share my gratitude with this amazing, knowledgeable, kind and caring individual. Nigel Wilson. Nigel has backstepped for Karen Bassett for 10 years. Karen says he's always shown great interest in our routes and always has a positive input into the choices we make as a team. Even when I've thrown him off the back, he's determined to get back on the carriage, despite being slightly concussed. His dedication holds no bounds, and he follows us to all the competitions, no matter the location. Callum Dugan. Callum started his backstepping career with George Bowman IV at the age of 14. He always puts the horses first, never leaves anything half done, and strives to meet the highest standards, not because it's demanded of him, but because it's in his make-up to do so. Well, over to our sponsors, Revolution Carriages. Please let us know who our winner is this evening.
Hello everybody, my name is Simon Willis from Revolution Carriages Limited. We're a company based in Essex, and we specialise in building custom carriages for driving trials, both indoor and outdoor FEI use. It gives me great pleasure to announce the results for this year's Groom and Backstepper Award of the Year. You can have the results, please. Thanks. In joint third place, we have Callum Duggan and Nicola Brown. Well done. Second place is awarded to Nigel Wilson. And I announce the winner as winner of the Groom Backstepper of the Year is Becky Power. So well done, Becky. All your hard work and dedication this year has paid off. I'd like to wish you all the best and have a successful season competing in 2023. Thank you very much, everyone.
Well, I'm absolutely blown away by this, quite literally. From being a little walking groom in the Lord Mayor's show in London in the 70s, right through to helping Liz with her beautiful tandem, having a blast. She's very naughty doing this, unknown to me. And here's to lots more brass, spit and polish.
Up next is the rare breed driving equine. The UK has 14 native breeds, of which 12 are considered rare. This award aims to highlight the importance of our rare driving horse and pony breeds, whilst celebrating their heritage, raising awareness of their plight, and preserving their future through our carriage driving sport. This award is kindly sponsored by the Zoe Napier Group. Let's see who's on the shortlist. Nutfields The Contender. This 16-year-old Hackney stallion, known as Harley, is owned and bred by William Murrell. He has a fantastic nature and he'll simply give you his all. He has successfully shown for years, both in the show ring and under saddle. It's his ability to teach the junior drivers that makes him such a great advocate for his breed. His list of winnings is a long one, but notably in 2022, he has completed the BDS Leaf Spring Award and has attended more than 20 shows. Stapleford March. This 12-2 Hackney mare, aka Nutmeg, has been a prolific winner through Leah Marshall's junior years. She's a lovely, genuine pony who's done much to demonstrate just what a trustworthy equine she is, and a fantastic Hackney ambassador. Plus, she's a testament to her breeder and the Hackney breed itself. Nutmeg shouldn't just be measured on her success and achievements, but also her versatility too. Stenner's Q Smoke. As a rare breed fell pony who's in the vulnerable category on the rare breeds list, Smoke has promoted his breed to the highest standard. He's versatile, taking part in showing classes, farm rides, jumping, and all with much enthusiasm and a sparkle in his eyes. He lives in Cumbria, just over the fell from where he was bred 17 years ago. He's a fabulous example of a modern-day fell pony enjoying a little of everything. Now let's hand over to our sponsor, the Zoe Napier Group, to let us know which horse or pony is receiving the award this evening.
Hello, my name is Zoe Napier of the Zoe Napier Group. We're specialist estate agents covering the whole of Essex and South Suffolk, and we specialise in the sale of country and equestrian homes. If you're thinking of selling a property in our region that has land or is in the countryside, then please contact myself personally and I can discuss our luxury concierge services. We're once again proud sponsors of the British Rare Breeds Carriage Driving Horse or Pony of the Year. As always, I'm going to announce the results in reverse order. In third place, it's Stenner's Q Smoke. Congratulations. In second place, Stapleford March. Congratulations. And this year's worthy winner is Nutfields The Contender. Congratulations, a really super Hackney horse and really deserving winner. Thank you.
Evening, I'd like to thank everyone for nominating Nutfields The Contender, known as Arlie, as Rare Breed Champion, and to show how versatile the Hackney horse can be by doing private drive, wagon classes, ridden and junior whip, and to support the Hackney horse as he is a rare breed. And I'd like to thank the team that is behind us that does everything. Thank you very much once again for nominating him, as he is a special horse.
We now turn to Best Traditional Turnout. This award is presented to the traditional turnout, which is, in the opinion of the judges, an excellent representation of an original vehicle of its age or a vehicle which has been created using authentic or traditional methods. This award is kindly sponsored by TriStar. Let's meet our finalists. Rosemary Neal. Rosemary's Carriage is a four-wheel 1895 varnished dogcart by Yerbury of Frome and is put to her two Welsh Section C ponies, Ticum Sebastian and Hilgarth Brenin Bach, with harness by John MacDonald. In Attelage de Tradition, during the summer of 2022, Rosemary was awarded the Crowland Carriage Company Perpetual Challenge Trophy for Best Vintage Vehicle. Leah Marshall. Leah and Stapleford March's Carriage is a Mulliner of Birmingham back-to-back two-wheel dogcart circa 1890. It has the versatility of being entered in both private drive and country vehicle BDS classes, CIAT and Concours d'Elegance. Much care and attention to detail has been undertaken, ensuring that the heritage of this vehicle is enjoyed through its continued use and exhibiting at the numerous events. Martin Wilkinson and Modris Kessans. Martin's 1900s Pickering float is put to Modris's pony Dusty. Restored by Terry Burgess, it's sign-written with Martin Wilkinson, Master Saddler. All the leatherwork, including the seat backs and cushions, were made by Martin himself. Martin and Modris have worked hard to put everything together to make the turnout as authentic as possible. So, over to our sponsor TriStar. Please reveal the winner this evening, if you would.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Daniel Williams, representing Team TriStar UK Limited, manufacturers of quality horseboxes. Proud sponsors of the best traditional turnout of the year. In third place, we have Martin Wilkinson and Modris Kessel. Second place is awarded to Leah Marshall. The winner of the best traditional turnout of the year is Rosemary Neal. Congratulations.
Thank you, Carriage Driving Magazine, for the award of the Best Traditional Turnout 2022. I'd also like to thank my two ponies, Tycombe Sebastian and Hilgarth Brennan Bark, who, in my opinion, would make any turnout look special. And finally, I'd like to thank Martin Wilkinson and Shirley Higgins, who provided the carriage for me, Shirley very reluctantly, as it was one of her most treasured possessions, on condition that we used it. And Shirley, this is the icing on the cake.
From traditional to non-traditional turnout now. This is awarded to a non-traditional turnout, otherwise known as an exercise vehicle, marathon or modern vehicle. Thank you to our sponsors of this category, Thimbleby and Shoreland. Here's the shortlist. Linda Christian. Linda has been competing for many years. Her attention to detail is impeccable, from the carriage and horse to both herself and her backstepper. Her beautiful dressage and cones carriage and marathon vehicle are always immaculate. Gary Pigney. Gary's had a fabulous season, showing Tommy a traditional gypsy cob in his Bennington two-wheeler exercise vehicle. He turns out his pony, vehicle and himself immaculately. He won the traditional cob class at the Certius Short Format Championships and the Carriage Driving Championship at the Royal Highland Show. Andrew Collins. 3 years ago, Andrew wanted to try driving. He bought a very green pony, Rolly. The family produced this amazing pony, and Sally Barlow gave Andrew lessons. They've competed at BDS shows, and the highlight was in 2022 when they came first in the pleasure driving class at Smith's Lawn. Then at the end of the season, at the BDS Championships, they won the four-wheeled exercise class, the Concours d'Elegance non-traditional class, and became national exercise and pleasure driving champions. OK, let's hand over to our sponsors, Thimbleby and Shoreland. Please let us know who our winner is this evening.
My name is Chris Boreham. I'm a director of Thimbleby and Shoreland, and we are sponsors of the non-traditional turnout for this year for the Carriage Driving Awards. Thimbleby and Shoreland are a firm of auctioneers. We have been conducting sales of horse-drawn vehicles since the 1960s and continue to do so. We have 2 sales here at Reading in the year, and we also conduct sales of collections at clients' premises all across the country. And we shall certainly be having a couple of sales, if not more, for clients this year. As I've said, we are sponsoring the non-traditional turnout this year, and I am very pleased to be able to announce the winners. In third place, we have Andrew Collins. In second place, Gary Pigney. And the winner of the best non-traditional turnout of the year is Linda Christian. Very well done, Linda. Many congratulations. I haven't seen any of the turnouts, but I'm sure they were spectacular, and you must have done well. You had some pretty stiff competition there, so many congratulations.
Thank you very much, Carriage Driving. I started out private driving, but we still take the same pride with our non-traditional turnout. Living on an island, but competing in England can be sometimes quite frustrating. If the sea's rough, we have to go out 2 or 3 days earlier and have to stay longer maybe coming back. So I'd also like to thank all my great friends for putting up with me for those extra days on end, and who I drag out in all weather to come driving with me at home. Thank you.
Our next award is for the Grassroots Driver of the Year. This category is open to people who are new to carriage driving in any driving discipline, regardless of age, and have been driving for under 3 years. It recognises improvement, dedication and enthusiasm for carriage driving at club, local or regional level. This category is kindly supported by Hugh and Karen Scott Barrett. 13-year-old Leah is now in her third year of driving. She drives Nutfields The Contender. She's now able to handle, harness up and put to, all on her own. In 2022, she attended more than 20 shows. Her achievements include first junior at BDS Bucks Spectacular, junior champion at the BDS Spring Bonanza, and reserve champion junior at the Hackney Horse Championships. This year's highlight was winning the BDS Brian Sims Award and the Ian Townsend Portfolio Award. Leah has shown true determination to strive forward, and she enjoys her newfound passion.
And the winner of this award is Leah Redsell. Leah, a huge congratulations, and we have to say congratulations to Nutfields The Contender as well. I'd like to say thank you to Hugh and Karen Scott Barrett for your continued support of this award. It means so much to our grassroots drivers and to all their families and support teams. So thank you to Hugh and Karen.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank the judges and the sponsors for giving me this award. I'd also like to thank my mum and Billy for helping me and letting me drive Harley. It has been a real honour to win this award. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone in the show ring this season. Thank you again.
Our next award, Business of the Year, focuses on those who make a business of carriage driving. This award is kindly sponsored by Black Nova Designs. Here are those who are on the shortlist. The Osler Limited, Michelle Hall. The Osler offers top-class professional horse and carriage hire across the UK for a wide range of events, including weddings and proms to corporate events and funerals. Here are 2 examples of their client reviews. They really made my dreams come true. And it was perfect service, a real showstopper. Revolution Carriages Limited, Simon Willis. Since starting in 2011, Simon Willis has built more than 50 carriages from scratch, including 2-wheelers and marathon carriages, through to 3-phase and RDA vehicles. Simon and his partner Tanya are looking forward to continuing to expand the company and providing the best customer care that they can. The physiotherapy vet nurse, Hannah Olive Lee. Hannah specialises in carriage driving horse injuries, working with vets, trainers and owners to put the horse's comfort and well-being first. Client Sam Kelly says that Hannah has worked with complete dedication, making their horse more comfortable since he suffered an injury that other equine professionals couldn't find. Now back over to our sponsor Black Nova Designs to let us know who our winner is this evening.
Hello, Danielle here from Black Nova Designs. Black Nova can provide you with WordPress websites, website hosting and IT support. We're here to help make your rural or equestrian business shine online. I'm here to announce the winners for Business of the Year. In third place, we have the physiotherapy vet nurse. Well done. In second place, we have the Osler. And the winner of Business of the Year is Revolution Carriages. Well done, and we look forward to hearing a little bit about you.
On behalf of Revolution Carriages, I'd like to thank the judges for giving us this award and our many customers for their support over the years. I'd also like to thank Tanya for their help in running the business. It always gives me pleasure seeing our carriages competing and performing well at all levels. We're continually developing our designs in order to meet the strenuous demands of modern competition. We'd like to wish everybody a safe and successful season ahead and look forward to seeing you all soon.
Our next award is Driving for the Disabled Carriage Driving Group of the Year. This was a particularly tough decision for the judges, just to narrow it down to 3 finalists. Thank you to our sponsors of this category, Phoenix Carriages. Here are the groups who made it to the final. Barrow Farm RDA. Barrow Farm has a large group of volunteers. They not only put hours of their time and support into their clients, they also spend hours of their own time improving their skills and knowledge to pass on to their drivers. For a small group, they exude enthusiasm, fun and opportunity on a daily basis. Cavalier Centre, The centre offers carriage driving to a range of individuals of all abilities and ages. Their goal is to continue to grow and build carriage driving, making it accessible to many more, to recruit and develop more helpers and coaches, and to promote RDA carriage driving to their local community and wider. They have 3 driving ponies, Finn, Sean and Kenny, who are superstars in their own right. Kesteven Rideability. In 2019, when one of their clients could no longer ride, Karen Thompson introduced carriage driving as a new activity. Instead of stopping during lockdown, they carried out training online. Now, with their lone driving pony due to retire and more participants wanting to drive, they're investing in their own driving pony.
Third place,
Kesteven Rideability. In second place, Cavalier Centre. And in first place, Barrow Farm RDA. Congratulations to all our finalists. And a huge thank you to Mark and Joanna Broadbent of Phoenix Carriages. They have supported this award since the very beginning, and we just want to say thank you so much for all your kind and continued support of Phoenix Carriages.
Barrow Farm are delighted to accept this award today. We're very proud of the driving that we do at Barrow Farm with our specialist coaches, volunteers and our 2 very special ponies, Penny and Summer. We're here today at Ashfield's Equestrian Trust, which is where we came for our summer driving holiday last year. With me is Emma, one of our drivers.
I'd like to say thank you so much for it all, and thank you so much for everyone that helped me with driving.
Up next, we have the Young Sports Personality Award, recognising the future of carriage driving. And by the number of entries and the very high standard of finalists, it appears to be in safe hands. This award is kindly sponsored by Take the Reins. Here are the exceptional young people who made the final. Leah Marshall. Leah's driven from the age of 7 and has won BDS championships and excelled in AIAT competitions. She undertakes all the yard management with her ponies. Leah is extremely proactive, championing the promotion of carriage driving, particularly for junior drivers, and promoting the hackney breed. Phoebe Matthews. At just 14, Phoebe had a very successful year in 2022 with her pony Woody, becoming the 2022 Novice Junior National Champion at the Indoor Driving Championships. At the European Youth Championships in Hungary, she came 4th in the children's class, aged 12 to 14. Phoebe finished the outdoor season by taking 2nd place in a very closely fought novice class at her first national championships. William Turner. William encapsulates the spirit of carriage driving. He hasn't been driving for long, but has made a significant impact since doing so. At just 18 years of age, he set up the Rusper Carriage Driving Group, which currently has nearly 300 members. He's involved with many of the different associations, all to help him to broaden his knowledge on various driving disciplines. He received the BDS Junior Scholarship at the end of last year and has joined the Carriage Foundation. Over now to our sponsor, Take the Reins, to let us know who our winner is.
Good morning, it's Joanne Parrott here from Take the Reins, your established Zilco stockist of fine carriage driving harness products. Now, when I was asked to sponsor this category, Young Sports Personality of the Year, this has a great affection with myself, as over the years I have been involved in teaching and assessing young people, predominantly in further education and higher education, and I enjoy seeing people progress with the desire to achieve great things. This category, which has been highly competitive, we have 3 finalists, all 3 of whom I do know from the carriage driving world. In 3rd place, we have William Turner, who I have seen him personally progress within the carriage driving world, especially with private drive and even in attelage events. In 2nd place, we have Leah Marshall, Another person who has very much progressed within carriage driving and private driving world and at large. And in first place, we have got Phoebe Matthews. Now, I'm correct, I think I'm correct in saying that Phoebe is very much into the driving trials scene, particularly indoor driving trials. And I personally have seen her progress over the years within the driving trials at Merriswood Arena in particular. Now, all three participants in the final category have shown great endeavour in what they do, their desire to succeed, and putting the effort in to really has shown what can be achieved. At the same time, of course, there's a background of people also heavily involved with these three finalists that have helped them along, whether it be parents driving lorries to get to events, or even getting the right pony, the right carriage, etc. They are all to be applauded. So therefore, I would like to really applaud the three finalists, William, Leah, and of course our winner this year, the 2023 Young Sports Personality of the Year, Phoebe Matthews. Congratulations to you all. Well done.
Thank you for the nomination for this award, and congratulations to all the other nominees. I'm delighted to win this award and have a lot of people behind the scenes supporting me that I would like to thank. Firstly, I would like to thank my parents for their continuous support. Claire Campbell, who travels from Devon to back Stepford me at events, while Damon Mundell travels from the Isle of Wight to support our team. I would like to thank everybody at the British Young Drivers and their trainers, at home and at events, who without I wouldn't achieve as much as I have achieved so far. And finally, the biggest thanks to my horses and ponies, who without them I wouldn't have had the opportunity to travel to so many different countries and meet incredible people and make memories of a lifetime.
Our next award recognises the many driving clubs and groups across the world who promote and support carriage driving. This award is sponsored by the Carriage Driving Awards. Over to you now to tell us who's won.
And the winner of tonight's award, the Best International Carriage Driving Club or Association of the Year, goes to Southern Highlands Carriage Club, New South Wales, Australia. In a moment, Alan will read out the citation about this club, but to be honest, we could have gone on for hours. They are incredible. They've had a tough time, like so many, with COVID, but also in Australia, we're all familiar with the terrible floods that they had to endure as well. And this club has just kept going, but not just kept going, it's kept growing as well, supporting and promoting driving, and particularly for young people. So this award is truly well deserved tonight. Congratulations.
The club is one of few in Australia showing an increase in member numbers and is now the largest club in New South Wales, a direct result of its commitment to improving the extent and quality of driving in Australia. It's rare for a club to have its own grounds and clubhouse, however Southern Highlands Carriage Club is one of them. This hasn't happened overnight. Formed in 1976, it's grown over the years thanks to an energetic team.
Southern Highlands Carriage Club is very pleased to accept this wonderful award for the Best International Carriage Club. I'd like to extend a big thank you to the awards team and Carriage Driving magazine for this presentation. Our club is a tiny speck in the world of carriage driving internationally, but we like to think that we pull our weight and do our best with a wonderful team in Australia. Thank you so much for this wonderful award again. Bye.
Our next award recognises an individual, team or organisation that's made a significant contribution to the sport of carriage driving, and their name will be added to the Carriage Driving Hall of Fame. And tonight we recognise a truly remarkable lady. She's ridden and driven since the age of 9. Mention her name in driving circles across the world, and there's hardly a driver who hasn't benefited from or been influenced by her extensive knowledge, expertise and wisdom. This award is sponsored by Carriage House Insurance, and to discover who's receiving tonight's award, let's cross now to Fiona Gordon-Clark from Carriage House.
And the presentation of this year's award gives me much pleasure, as the worthy winner is a family friend who has been influential in my driving life since I was a young child. My family was fortunate that the well-known competitor, teacher and judge of carriage driving, Sally Warren, lived not too far away from us. When I was 9 and sadly outgrown my 11.2 Welsh Section A called hee-haw, my mother, an experienced horsewoman, wanted to learn to drive properly. So for a 40th birthday treat to herself, she decided to book lessons and took me with her. Sally quickly passed on her love and enthusiasm for correct carriage driving to us. She helped train hee-haw and encouraged us to compete him at the area BDS show, where we had a very successful day. We were not alone in this. Many people have begun their driving careers, improved their existing skills, or just picked her brains, as her equestrian knowledge is vast. But where did it all begin? In Chiswick, London, during the war, Sally first encountered the working turnouts, including those on the milk rounds, and quickly became smitten with horses. She started working all her school holidays at United Dairies and began riding at the Knightsbridge Riding School, where Robert Barley oversaw her early training. It was here that her abilities as an instructor began, as she taught both children and adults to ride. Her first venture into breaking an animal to drive came around this time, with Chops, her Scottish terrier. Chops was willing enough, and he also introduced Sally to the world of showing. But it was her horse, Mickey, an Irish Appaloosa, who was Sally's first ride, and after she and her husband Bill broke into harness, was a regular between the shafts of a governess cart. Her next carriage purchase was the black and yellow skeleton gig, which so many will remember seeing in private driving classes over the years. It has been a lifelong regret for Sally that in 1957 she was unable to attend the meeting of enthusiasts from which the British Driving Society was born, and therefore is not considered a founder member. However, she did join in January 1958, and her subscription receipt is number 14, so she really was one of the early members. By 1964, she was living in her lifelong home at Thorn Lodge, Suffolk, and had become the BDS Area Commissioner for East Anglia and ran the area show for a number of years. In 1966, she and Pam Green volunteered to run the second BDS show, which included showing and classes and a new development, the Golden Guinea Driving Competition, a test of the driving skill of competitors in negotiating various hazards, with penalties given if anything was dislodged. The winner was the lowest score in the fastest time. I suspect Sally's involvement in ridden jumping competitions may have had an influence on the design of this challenge. As a council member for 38 years, she's a lifelong vice president of the Society, and in 1991 she was awarded the British Driving Society Medal of Honour for services to carriage driving. In 1967, at a BDS council meeting, it was decided that there was a need for a set of instructional slides on harnessing and driving. As Sally has a great attention to detail, it was agreed that together with Ali, her white grey Arab, and the skeleton gig, they were the perfect models for these new slides. So began her international adventures, delivering talks with these slides that encompassed the USA, Australia and New Zealand. Throughout the 1970s, Sally was breaking and training both ridden and driven horses from her home in Suffolk, as the demand for instruction was increasing as carriage driving began to gain popularity. As an LHHI, Sally is a patient and generous teacher, sharing her vast knowledge and experience to those who wish to learn. Her interest in tandem driving is well known, and she acquired this skill under the tutelage of Sanders Watney. In 1975, Sally, in her indomitable fashion, persuaded her fellow committee members of the Combined Driving Committee, the forerunner of British carriage driving, that competing a tandem round a 3-day event was actually a feasible idea. Luckily, the organisers of Lowther agreed, and so Sally became the first tandem driver at a national event, driving, I might add, a 19th century rally car. Anyone who knows the Lowther Fells will appreciate the knowledge and skill it takes to get a horse fit enough to manage that marathon when you're based in flat Suffolk. There are so many people who will be familiar with the name Sally Warrand because it is now synonymous with her books on and around carriages and horses. Starting in 1969 with the Fundamentals of Private Driving for the BDS, through to the Encyclopedia of Carriage Driving, looking at carriages, breaking a horse to harness and judging carriage driving, to name a few, Sally's books are always informative, accessible and well illustrated. Her experience of ringcraft and presentation enabled her to fulfil her judging duties with aplomb in either the show ring or in the dressage arena. My mother used to write for her and has many happy memories of this time. One particular memory included listening to a discussion with HRH Prince Philip over judging, in which she said, "I judge what I see, sir." This is very true. On another occasion when judging at the Royal Windsor Horse Show, the Duke asked if she was including a particular carriage in her new book, Looking at Carriages. And when she said she didn't have any photos of it, the Duke instructed Colonel John Miller to take them to the Royal Mews. Apparently there was some concern that this might make him late for a cocktail party in the castle later that evening. On arrival, they all shot into the Mews, and my mother, being the last in, carefully shut the door behind her. This nearly proved disastrous, as it was impossible to open the door from the inside. Sally, however, remained totally calm whilst a hurried rescue mission was arranged and no one was late for their castle do. If you'd asked Sally where she was staying during the Windsor Horse Show, you'd have been told, at the castle. The word hotel being deemed unnecessary at this point. Sally's equestrian extends far beyond just driving. She hunted for 20 seasons with the Suffolk Hunt, and I can tell you that the Suffolk Ditches are not for the faint-hearted. She's ridden side saddle, competed in jumping competitions and cross-country, and trained in dressage. Forgive me, Sally, if I've missed anything. In every sphere that she became involved with, she has striven to elevate it to the best it can be, and she will always be the ultimate showman. So it gives me the greatest of pleasure to present this award to one of my equestrian heroes. Sally Warren, congratulations on winning such a well-deserved award.
A huge thank you to Fiona Gordon-Clark of Carriage House Insurance for proposing me for this fantastic award. I mean, when Georgia telephoned yesterday and said that I'd been given this award, I just couldn't believe it. It was so unexpected. And of course, I'm delighted and I'm very flattered. I'd known Fiona for a great many years, and a long time ago she came actually out when we had the team, and I remember her driving the team. I've taken the Carriage Driving magazine since it first began, when I think it was called Heavy Horse and Driving, and John Richards started it. And I have every copy of the magazine in the house here. I'm very fortunate that my hobby of carriage driving then became my work. So I never minded how long I worked or how hard I worked, because I was enjoying my hobby. And when pupils used to come here and stay, I very often would be up out in the stables at about 6:30 in the morning, mucking out and doing everything ready, getting the ponies ready, and then be teaching all day long and then crawling into bed about 11 o'clock at night. And I just enjoyed it so much. And of course, going abroad, again, would be working probably from 8 in the morning till maybe almost 11 o'clock at night. But I learnt such a lot from people when I was lucky enough to be invited to go abroad. Georgia asked me if I would give some advice, presumably to newcomers, because all you experts who are watching tonight don't need my advice. But for newcomers, I think what one has to remember with horses, there are no quick fixes. Everything takes a very long time, and you have to build up this trust and confidence with your horse and get the basics established so that you've then got a basis you can keep going back to, starting at the beginning to build up whatever it is you're asking. If the horse appears to be being difficult, try to remember that it could be because he's not understanding what you're asking of him, or he could be frightened, therefore he appears to be being difficult. He's not being difficult, he's just scared stiff. And he might be uncomfortable. Maybe his back is hurting. Maybe his mouth is hurting. So be patient and try and look into it. And I'm a great believer of reward when teaching a horse rather than chastisement. So if you can say, please do this, oh, good boy, and give him a sweetie. I don't mean titbits all the time, but sweetie for being a good boy. He says, oh, that was good. I've got it right. Oh, I'll do that again. I might get another sweetie. And so it's important to reward rather than chastise. Also, never start anything new if you're in a hurry. You've got to get to work or got to catch a bus or get on a train. Don't try something new. Work the horse with something that's established, because then you won't be finishing on a bad note. And also, don't try something new if you're feeling rather cross and you're in a hurry, because it just won't work. And try to end every training session on a good note, so that the horse goes back to his stable having had a reward and he's feeling happy. So I hope those words might be of some use. Probably not, but that's all I can help and tell you. Thank you.
Well, there we are. What a night we've had. On behalf of all at Carriage Driving Magazine, congratulations to all of the finalists. A big thank you to our readers for entering the awards. Your support has made tonight's virtual Carriage Driving Awards a unique event in the carriage driving calendar and an unforgettable night for our winners. Thank you also to the judges who put their expertise and time into considering every nomination. And to our sponsors and supporters. Tonight wouldn't have been possible without you all. Now let's hand over to Georgie Green, editor of Carriage Driving Magazine, to see us out. Georgie.
Wow, what an amazing evening. And I'm sure not a dry eye in the house. I just want to say thank you to everyone who took time to nominate a friend, a horse, a team member. Thank you so much. These awards mean so much to these people. And we just so thoroughly enjoy celebrating their achievements with you all. I want to say thank you to all our judges once again. Oh, we just simply couldn't do this without you. Thank you to our sponsors. And I want to say thank you to Claire and to Molly Turner as well for inviting us to their yard today. So thank you once again, and let's do it all again next year. Molly, put the magazine down. We're meant to be going. Just can't get the staff.